Hello and welcome to Primetime Pastimes, the podcast where we talk to people in the wrestling space about their passion outside of wrestling. I'm one of your hosts, Ste, along with the other host, Gav. Say hello, Gav.
You're right.
Our guest today, someone who would undoubtedly do well in Xavier's School for the Gifted, the astonishing Rob Drake. How are you today, sir?
That's amazing. Yes, I completely agree. I would be his top student, to be fair. And I am astonishing. I am the astonishing Rob Drake. Yeah,
There you go.
I'm good,
That's
mate.
your new gimmick.
How are you
I'm going to
guys?
redo this T-shirt now.
Zach Ruthless off, we're astonishing now.
I win the T-shirt battle.
Yeah, you do, to be fair.
Right, what's on your T-shirt, Rob? Because I feel like I'm the only one wearing an X-Men T-shirt.
So I can't show it all because I don't know if it's PG. But it's Lana.
The version of the Down with the Thickness shirt.
It's it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So yeah,
That's fine. I'll be the only representing geek today. I am, of course, wearing a Juggernaut T-shirt. So yes, we'll move on.
I think
from
I'm
that.
representing enough.
That's true. That is true. That looks awesome.
If it's if it's not on your skin, get in the bin.
There we go.
I actually don't have an X-Men tattoo. That's interesting. Yeah, I need to do that. That'd be the next
Yeah, you
thing.
do. Before we get into anything, there is an X-Men that used to actually have tattoos as their superpower. I'm saying there because I don't want to assume their gender, and I can't remember if it was a gentleman or a female. So anyway, moving on from that. So before we get into our topic, we are going to talk a little bit about wrestling. So Rob, as I mentioned, we've got 10 minutes on this. Just talk to me, introduce yourself.
Yep.
And just say a little bit about how you started in wrestling, what your influences were, etc., etc. You know the deal.
Yeah. So I've been a professional wrestler now since 2019. So that's like 6 years, give or take. What got me into it was when I was a kid. My best friend showed me a VHS tape of Kane and Undertaker, and I was obsessed with Kane. So I did a lot of research on Kane. I went to Woolworths at the time, and I bought a Kane action figure. And then I got my hands on SmackDown 2 on PS1, and then I just became a fan of absolutely everyone. And then the rest is history, really.
That is the quickest recap we've ever had. So tell us about your goals in wrestling, Rob. I know you're a particular fan of TNA, and that was the sort of go-to promotion you watched as a kid, wasn't it, really?
Oh my, yeah, TNA has got like a really special place in my heart. You guys will remember this. They had the wrestling channel on Sky.
Yeah.
And I was addicted to the wrestling channel. And that was where you watched TNA and Ring of Honor. And we just accidentally found it one night. Me and my brother, we just turned it on, and it was AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels in the Iron Man match. And Daniels hit AJ with the what's his finisher called? I forgot. God, that's terrible. That
Styles match?
No, the
Daniels is finisher.
Oh, Daniels
Angels Wings. Angels Wings.
Yeah, that's the one.
Angels Wings.
Angels Wings. Yeah, there we go. That was stressing me out.
Yeah.
That it hits him with the Angels Wings, and he goes 1, 2, and then my stepdad at the time turned off the TV. Yeah, he changed the channel. Actually, yeah, changed the channel, and we were like freaking out, after watching like a 5-star match, by the way, between AJ and Daniels, and I just had to fit. I remember just screaming at him like, change it over, and obviously he changed it over, and I think the match went overtime or something. But I was a huge old school TNA fan, and then that's how I got introduced to Sting, because I wasn't a WCW guy. So I got introduced to Sting that way. I was obsessed with Sting. As you can tell, if I like Undertaker and Kane, Sting was the next thing to that. And like Kurt Angle.
I was going to say, I'll never forget how giddy you were when we had a baseball bat at a show, and you said something along the lines of "Get to be Sting." So
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, huge Sting fan. And then when it became like super serious, when I think I started watching it when Christian just debuted. Don't quote me on that. Maybe not.
Too late. Voted.
But Christian, Christian made his debut around that time, and then Kurt made his debut, and then I was like, no way, Kurt Angle is in TNA. That's like that blew my mind out as a kid. I couldn't wrap my head around it, and then I was like, oh, TNA is like. I actually enjoyed the product a lot more than WWE in 2006 and 7. I was a massive TNA fan. I went to watch TNA at the Echo Arena in Liverpool, and that was my first ever wrestling show. And boy, did that just like lit a fire under me as a kid. I really wanted to be a professional wrestler so bad. And watching that, I was like, this is the company I want to be in.
Do you watch TNA stuff back? Because it's a bit more difficult to watch TNA stuff than WWE and WCW and all that jazz.
Yeah, I do. So YouTube is just my go-to on that stuff. But yeah, I'll only watch like the best of the best. You know, I can't. Same goes for WWE. It's really hard to watch, especially when you become a wrestler. I don't know if it's as hard to watch if you're just a fan. But if I watch like Attitude Era stuff, it's really hard to sit through a Raw or SmackDown like from front to back. There's a lot of. It's just it was really good for the time, but my God, as TV, not even just wrestling, just TV has just gotten so much better. Yeah, absolutely.
It has matured, I think.
It just filled it
much more mature,
crazy crap all the time. That's all it was. The sillier the better, and that's all.
Yeah, I always think the Kai and Tai choppy my PP. That's the one that just like that's kind of sums up for me. It's like I can't watch that with a straight face nowadays.
It's the Kane and Triple H in the funeral parlor was the pinnacle of their craziness.
Speaking of Kane,
sorry, go on. Yeah,
go on.
I was going to say the pinnacle of craziness was Mae Young giving birth to a freaking hand. Yeah, I don't know how you top that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, we're about to top it. So, what about the scene when Kane goes into the funeral parlor? No, sorry, not Kane. Where Triple H, dressed as Kane, goes into the funeral parlor, and it's the whole Katie Vick situation. How did you respond to that? Being a big Kane fan.
Well, I would have been 7 at the time. So even though I was like a huge wrestling fan, my dad didn't know how to, get it on TV at the time. So I wasn't up to date with it. I'd play SmackDown 2. So I played SmackDown 2 in around 2002. So I was already behind. So I was just obsessed with that. And I'd actually steal my friends' VHSs. He'd given me and I'd never give them back. So I'd just watch really old school WF stuff, like 98, 99, really random pay-per-views. They weren't in order. So when I found that out, I must have been 10 or so. And Kane at this point was bald, sets JR on fire, electrocutes Shane's testicles, tombstone Linda McMahon. And I was a huge fan. So it didn't actually, even though it was mad, I was like, oh, maybe, he's crazy. Yeah, maybe it's, maybe he did do it or maybe he didn't. I don't know. This character's just insane. So I didn't really have a feeling towards it, really. And then when the older I got, you just realize how terrible of a storyline it was. It was just so bad.
I probably envy you on that because one of us that were as one of us that was an adult watching that, it was incredibly cringy. 2 of us. I'm not going to speak for you. You might have loved it. I don't know. Not good stuff. Anyway, enough about old school. Let's talk about new school. What are your goals in the immediate future in regards to wrestling?
My goal next year is to go to Japan, which has already been set in stone. And yeah, that's about it. Just focus on Japan, really. Do more overseas bookings. That's the goal, to be a professional wrestler worldwide. And yeah, that's about it, really. And just to continue, another more like, I wouldn't say personal goal. They're all personal, but more. I just want to take time to appreciate what I've got now instead of worrying about, oh, I want this, I want that, and stop and smell the roses a little bit more. It's really hard. It's easier said than done. I won't lie. It's really difficult sometimes. But then I'll look at photos of when I was, a kid or whatever, and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. This is actually crazy. So those are my immediate goals.
You really do.
Right. So now the wrestling's over.
Good, because we were done. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for that, Rob. Right. So obviously today's topic is Marvel's The X-Men, in case you hadn't put that together. Before we do a deep dive, though, I do just want to say, yes, I know there are multiple X-Men teams like X Factor, X Statics, Generation X, X Gon Give It To You, all those different X-Men teams. I know there are various alternate realities. I know the Summers family tree is ridiculous. What I'm saying is, don't expect a deep dive on everything X-Men. This is just three people talking about what they like specifically. So don't at me, nerds. I hope I speak for everyone when I say that.
Especially me.
I've only got an entire array of figures behind me for the Spotify listeners. There's a lot of figures behind me.
There is a lot. Go figure. It's very, very cool. And I probably will want to speak about them at some point. But yeah, I just wanted just a little disclaimer that if we get something wrong, Anyway, speaking about fun. It's a bit of fun. Fun, relax, especially you. You know what I'm talking about. So let's talk about some quick facts about the X-Men. So debuting in 1963, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, Stan Lee was actually tired of having to come up with different ways of giving people powers, so decided the best way to do it was to have general mutations that give people their abilities, so we could just churn through countless numbers of characters in the future and not have to worry about radioactive spider bites or falling into a pit of gamma radiation or some such. The dynamic of the characters was specifically designed to be like a found family who were feared and persecuted by people that didn't understand them. Originally an allegory for racial tensions in the 60s, it has later become a social commentary on not just race, but sexuality and gender identity. X-Men Volume 2, number 1 is the greatest selling comic book of all time. The original name was going to be The Merry X-Men until other writers at Marvel suggested nobody would know. The Merry Mutants. My bad. Until someone at Marvel said people don't know what a mutant is, so it was changed to the X-Men, short for Extraordinary Men. The Danger Room, the place in which the X-Men trained, would later get sentient and become a character simply known as Danger. The robots that make the cars at Tesla are all named after X-Men characters. So I know. So the Tesla could have been made by a robot named Wolverine.
Rob's going to buy a Tesla now.
Yeah.
Don't do that. No, I'm sure. I don't care. I don't care what you drive. On the set of the first X-Men film, Bryan Singer banned comic books over feared they would influence the story too much. But they were shared in secret by the cast anyway. Before Bryan Singer, Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher were both approached to be the director. Now, obviously, Burton and Schumacher, both responsible for Batman films. Fan favorite character Wolverine originally appeared in The Incredible Hulk and was not originally considered to be a mutant, was later retconned as part of the new X-Men team. And this is one of my all-time favorite facts, and I will keep dragging this fact out to anyone that I speak to. Question for you first, Rob. Do you know what the difference is between a doll and a toy?
No, I don't know. That's a good. I guess a toy maybe needs to have action features.
Is it?
So I'll get into it. So you don't know this either, Gav, because I thought you might know this.
Nope.
Right. So a doll is a toy with human characteristics and is designated a human. A toy is anything after that. You actually pay more tax when you are creating dolls than you do creating toys. So Toy Biz, those lovely people that made all the WCW action figures, the 1999s,
and the early
they
X-Men.
also made, this is it. They made the early X-Men figures. They actually successfully argued in court in 2003 that X-Men toys should be considered toys and not dolls, and therefore they paid far less tax, which is really ironic considering the whole premise of X-Men is treat us like people.
Yeah,
so there you go.
That is ironic.
Isn't that ironic?
Dad
stand
jokes
by my
again.
former comment of, oh God.
Right. No, I think that's an interesting fact. And if you don't agree, then that is absolutely fine because it's your prerogative.
Favourite X-Men then? Who's your favourite X-Man? Steve?
Go on, Rob. Well, we'll get back to me. Go on, Rob. What's your favourite X-Men?
Wolverine. No, doesn't come close. Wolverine.
Well, you style yourself so much after Sabretooth.
So, yeah, because I naturally look like Sabretooth more, but Wolverine is by far, like, I fell in love with X-Men because of Wolverine. I watched TV and saw this yellow man with razor-sharp claws, and I was like, who is that? And I was obsessed. And, because I got into X-Men when I was about 4, I used to, like, be a little bit bored when Wolverine wasn't on the screen. And when it was on the screen, I was like, oh, yes, Wolverine. And I was obsessed. So, yeah, Wolverine. No one comes even a smidge close. It's Wolverine.
So before I tell you who mine is, so you're saying you were 4 years old when you first encountered it. Was it the X-Men cartoon series?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Excellent. I'm a big fan of that. Did you watch X-Men 97? That's like a revival of that?
You know what? I watched a few episodes and then I just never got back to it. I personally just find it a little bit hard to watch cartoons these days. Like I tried to watch Invincible. Invincible's really good when I binge watched it, and then when obviously the seasons ended and then the new season came, I just couldn't get into the swing of it again. So I do need to watch it though.
Yeah, I think there's a big payoff at the end of it. I'm not going to say what it is because I know Gav hasn't watched it all yet. I know he was starting to this morning.
Yeah,
I was a
4
big fan
episodes
of
in,
it.
and it is good. It is. It's definitely got a more adult level to it than the original, so it's definitely good.
Yeah, 100%. And like I say, the payoff to that series is really, really good. And it doesn't insult your intelligence, but it still presents a story in a way that's easily digestible if you haven't seen it in a while. So yeah, I'd recommend that. So first of all, my favorite character is actually Hope Summers. And I don't know if people know Hope Summers, the savior of the X-Men. But I'm just fucking kidding. It's Wolverine. Of course, it's Wolverine. Don't be daft. It's got to be Wolverine. Have you seen the T-shirts I've got of Wolverine?
We have the same T-shirt. We had a photo together with the same T-shirt.
I was expecting that T-shirt to be worn today by both of you. I was expecting this, to be fair. But
this is exactly why I've worn a Juggernaut T-shirt, because I expected Rob to be wearing his as a little callback. And
yeah,
I know he says he wasn't embarrassed, but when he got to the car, I saw the look on his face, and I was like, "Oh,
no, I wasn't. I genuinely wasn't, man. No way, really wasn't, man. I enjoy that kind of stuff. It's funny, you know."
That was a great road trip as well. Far too long in that car.
Yes. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, we always have good ones.
Rob with the Wolverine hair.
Oh no,
expose.
I love Wolverine, okay, but I just don't want to look like Wolverine. Only Hugh Jackman can pull that off. I will say this. And Henry Cavill.
We can, yeah.
No, I don't want to. Deadpool proved why you can't have a small Wolverine. He proved it.
100%
that film. proved it, and it just shut every fan up who was like, "Well, he's not comic book accurate," and I'm like, "That's why he's not comic book accurate."
Right. This isn't part of my fact, but this is something I just know. You know, originally when they were trying to make the X-Men film in the 80s, they were going to go to Bob Hoskins as Wolverine.
Yep.
Really?
Really, I cannot see it.
No, I can't see that.
Now, I'm quite a short king, and I went to a Comic-Con once, and I had the Professor Wolverine sort of look. So I had the Xavier School T-shirt. I had the dog tags. I'd shaved my beard so it looked like Wolverine's. I did my hair up. I had the claws. And one of my friends came and saw me at the actual event. And he literally just said, "Oh, I thought you'd be dressed up, Steve." And legit didn't realize that I was dressed up for seconds. And that isn't a joke. He was literally like, "I thought you'd have oh, I can see your claws now." Yeah. So that was the last time I tried dressing up for a Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's a punch in the gut, I won't lie.
Oh yeah, it really, really is. So before we sort of move on to the other questions I had, I'm wearing a Juggernaut T-shirt right now. Juggernaut's not a mutant.
Yes, I do know that. Yes, I'm a big Juggernaut fan as well. Yeah, I do like Juggernaut.
Thought you would be for some reason. So he's one of the few people that aren't mutants. Neither was Deadpool either until like he got genetically modified, like some sort of store-bought chicken.
Yeah, I know that as well.
Yeah. So
that's not my favorite X-Men yet.
Well, we'll get into it. I just thought I'd cover the T-shirt related stuff, and then we'll move on. You're not wearing an X-Men T-shirt, so you're last.
Very true. That's fair.
Right, go on. Who's your favorite X-Men?
Age of Apocalypse Cyclops.
Oh, very specific.
Ooh. Yep.
I love Cyclops as well. Such an underrated.
So underrated.
Yep.
I like bog standard normal Cyclops, like from the cartoon. That's my favorite Cyclops.
You're not a comic book guy, are you?
No, I'm not. I don't read comic books at all. All my knowledge of like Marvel or DC or whatever is just from cartoons or movies or video games or YouTube videos. I will watch YouTube videos where they do recap a comic.
Yeah.
Just it's not my thing. It's just not my these days. I can get that content through anywhere. Maybe if I grew up in a different time era, I would have been. I definitely would have been into it. Don't get me wrong. I've read many comic books as a child, but it was just looking at the pictures. That's all it was.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just art through a different medium, and sometimes whether you're a film guy or a comic book guy, people can be so toxic about it, saying, "Oh, you've got to read the comics." You don't.
Yep.
No. There's nobody can scratch the surface of something as massive as the X-Men and get everything, and people are just sometimes they're a bit toxic about it. With that being said, my favorite Cyclops is from the comics. It is Phoenix Force. So he gets the power of the Phoenix Force split between other people like Colossus and Emma Frost and everyone, and they all get the power of the Phoenix Force instead of Jean Grey. And I really enjoy that particular version. And he gets quite dark at that point as well, and quite sinister. So I like a bit of sinister undertones of my characters. But I agree with you. Cyclops is a really, really great character.
He's fantastic.
So,
yeah.
Oh, so good. So good. So how to best phrase this? So I know you've done the video games, you've done your cartoons. When you were a kid, right now it's very, very films. What's your go-to medium for X-Men? Do you stick a film on, a YouTube video, or?
That's a good question. So as a kid, it was through the cartoons, and then I would buy the action figures, like the Toy Biz. When Marvel Legends first came out was when I was a kid, and they were like, they still really hold up those figures. They really do. They're amazing.
Affordable as well. Really affordable.
Oh my god! I went to Woolworths, right? The first series, I got the entire first series of Marvel Legends for like £10. It was buy one get one free. There's only 4 in that series. So we were able to get all of them.
Yeah.
And then I just wish I kept him. You just, as a kid, you
Yeah.
don't notice. But I had all of the crazy rare ones. I had Silver Surfer, I had like Deadpool, Juggernaut, you name it. The only ones I didn't really have were Thor. I had all the X-Men. Anyone that was X-Men had. Anyone that was Spider-Man character had. Anyone that was like related in that aspect. But I wouldn't have. I had like Blade. One of my favorite one actually as a kid was Cable. Cable,
I
that
love
figure
Cable.
was so. Oh, me too. I'm obsessed with Cable. He's such a cool character.
There's a very good one behind me as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see
Like-
that. Yeah.
Basically, what you have behind you is what I had as a kid through the Toy Biz line. The only one I didn't get was the Build-A-Figure Apocalypse. It was
yeah.
good, and I wanted it, but I didn't want everyone in the series. Like at that time, I wasn't interested in getting Loki. I wasn't interested in getting Thor. I liked Iron Man. I liked Captain America, but those characters weren't in movies yet. And Thor to me didn't look really cool. I didn't really get it. Same as Loki.
Is it the beard with Thor? Because as soon as Thor was in films and had a beard, he became much cooler.
I think it's the helmet. They took the helmet away at first, and don't get me wrong. When they gave him the helmet back, it was cool. But at first, I'm like, it's a bold statement,
It was the little wings that got me. I never liked the little wings that he just like stuck on the side of his head.
Didn't get it. Didn't get it at all. I don't even know what you asked me, Steve. Sorry, I just rambled. What were my?
Who cares?
Yes. So yeah, it was like I got the action figures, and then I would buy the games. I would buy. God, I just knew so much about them. I don't know how. I knew I'd buy like the Top Trumps cards or any other form of cards.
They'd have descriptions on the back of them as well that explained what the relationships were and everything. They were great.
Yes. So I would read those, and because I was obsessed, and I would know. So if you could get maybe like just that specific era of Toy Biz, where they did the Marvel Legends, and then whatever films came out that period, and whatever media came out in that period, I would know so much about. I was obsessed with Marvel, like absolutely obsessed with it. So yeah, now these days, I won't lie, I'm not the biggest Marvel fan these days. I don't really keep up to date with it. It's so big. Marvel is so big. I only like certain characters. So Wolverine, obviously, whatever. I'll get my hands on whatever. There's a new Wolverine game coming out. I can't wait for that.
Oh, it looks good. Yeah, I've seen that.
So good. Punisher, I love Punisher. I love Daredevil. Obsessed with Spider-Man. By the way, Spider-Man is a close second to X-Men. Obsessed with Spider-Man. And
like Venom, I imagine.
Oh God, yeah, Venom. Yeah. Absolutely adore Venom. I like when I'm old. Now I'm a bit old. I do like the dark characters, the characters that aren't just. But that's why Wolverine's great, because he's not like your typical superhero. He's not a superhero. He's a machine. He's literally a weapon that luckily has a good conscience.
Yeah, deep down, he's just kind of he's all right deep down, but he does get up to stupid shit.
Yeah, 100%. Well, think Sabretooth. Sabretooth is the evil version.
It's not much different. Not much different to him, though. That's the thing. It's quite a fine line.
And I could be getting the storyline wrong, but there's a really dark storyline with Sabretooth and his dad, and it just explains the way he is. And I was like, wow, that's so good. As in,
as a young,
not the relationship, but like,
on a gate.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
and you just feel for these characters. I just think these days, with it all being Disney-fied, it's all about the dollar. And I don't know why. I don't want to ruin it. Has anyone seen any Doomsday teasers or anything?
I've heard about the Doomsday teasers.
Okay.
Pictures.
Well, I won't name who in case I just ruin it. But I've seen someone a character's been reintroduced, and I'm just at first I was like, amazing. He's my favorite. I'm gonna ruin it. I was like, amazing.
Yeah.
And then the moment it settled, I just thought it's just money. Like,
yeah,
I knew exactly what you were going to say then.
It just is. It's upsetting, really.
I did like the fact that they had suits of the comics rather than like obviously going full out. So
yeah, they've definitely learned the lesson with that, especially with Wolverine. With Wolverine, that got over so well, and I didn't think it would. I always thought it would look. Oh, it looked too corny. Like yellow and blue is really not a strong combo of colors, really. If you think about it,
they made a joke out of it in the first X-Men film when they all
they did
black leather. And they said, "Do you expect yellow spandex?" In the comics, they made the exact opposite joke when they said, "What did you expect? Black leather?"
They did actually change the comic outfits
for
a little while after the film.
Oh yeah,
and then they went, no, and they went back.
No. Someone explained it to me once, and I can't remember who it was, but they said the difference between DC and Marvel is that with DC characters, the first thing you think about is their actual powers, but with Marvel, the first thing you think about is their personality traits. And I think you just sort of summed that up by talking about the way Wolverine and Sabretooth is. So here's one for you, and you probably do know this. Weapon X, you referred Wolverine as Weapon X. Do you know what Weapon 1 was?
Oh, no, in the back of my head.
I actually don't.
I do know this in the back of my head, and I can't remember what it is.
You'll kick yourself. It is Weapon 1 is Steve Rogers, Captain America.
Yes.
Reba.
So good. That was so good. I remember, was it X-Men Evolution that did this episode? Or it might have been the Wolverine cartoon where it was, you saw, as a kid, this blew my mind when you saw Captain America work with Wolverine in World War II. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
I love that. As a again, I'm not talking about me here, but I will just give you this basic thing. The original Secret Wars comic book series that they released in 1984-85, they released all the figures, and that's what got me into comics, because I hadn't realized that there could be such an expanding universe until I saw all these characters together. And Spider-Man, who I knew for years, had come back and he was wearing a black costume. I was like, what's that about? So yeah, the expanded universe, no one does it better than Marvel for me.
Well, we'll have a quick break and then we'll expand the universe even bigger. So
love what you did there. Right, okay, so welcome back. Rob, I have got, talking about the DC and Marvel divide, I've got some weird comic book characters. I'm going to give you 5 or 6 of them, and I want you to tell me, first of all, if I've made any of them up, and secondly, if one of them is a DC character.
Okay, right.
I don't expect you to know any of these, so don't panic. But this is how weird that some of these characters are. Okay. So, first one, character called Ice Cream, which can turn himself into any ice cream flavor.
I want to say that is a real one.
No, I can't.
Well, I'll tell you in a bit.
I don't know if it's got to be Marvel.
So hold that thought. So you're saying he's real and he's Marvel.
Yeah, I'm saying no.
You're saying no, right? No. So the next one is ice cream related as well is serve that actually poops ice cream.
No, not real.
Nobody has told me what the flavor is for that. But so you're saying not real.
Not real. It's got to be
I'm saying
strawberry,
that
right?
one's real and it's DC.
You're saying that's real and it's DC. Okay.
Yeah.
So, number 3, Detective Chimp, which is literally a super smart chimp which solves crimes.
That is real.
I'm sure it is. It's DC.
You think that's
Sure,
real?
that's real.
Yeah.
You think
I
that's real?
do.
And Gav, you're
I
saying
think
DC. What?
I think that's Marvel. I think that's Marvel again. I could be wrong, but I think that's Marvel.
Well, we'll find out. 2 more to go. Gold Balls, a character that shoots golden orbs out of their chest.
I think that's real, and I think that's DC.
Yeah,
Okay.
I go real, and I'm going to go DC as well.
Okay. And finally, Exceptional, who is a character that has the power to explode, but only once.
Oh, that's
So
a
once
good
they
character.
explode, they're dead.
I mean, that's a great character. I'll be honest, that's a good character. That'd be a great villain.
So what do we think? Is that Marvel? Is that DC? Have I completely made that up?
I think you've made that one up.
Okay.
I'm going
What
to
do you
go
reckon,
with
Gav?
real and is Marvel.
Real and Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay. So eyes scream, as in your eyes that you look through and scream, is a real Marvel character. Can turn any part of their body into an ice cream flavor. That is real. So Soft Serve,
No.
who poops ice cream, is real
Yes.
and is a real Marvel character.
Oh my god. Okay.
Detective Chimp, who is a detective with superhuman intelligence and solves crimes, is real and is a DC character.
Oh, okay.
The reason you might have been thinking that's Marvel is because you might have been thinking about Hitmonkey, who is a
Yes.
monkey who has a ghost friend who is a detective and is a hitman. So that is,
Yes.
that is
yeah.
interesting. Yeah. Gold Balls is real and is a Marvel character.
Oh, Marvel. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. We later found out that the balls that they shoot out, they're actually eggs. And after a whole thing where the Marvel race is practically exterminated, they actually revive them using these eggs. Marvel's weird, bro. Marvel's weird. And Exceptional, Exceptional, who has the power to explode, is real and is Marvel. So all those characters are real.
That's mental.
That is mental.
Yeah. That's. I've heard ice cream before on some sort of list. I knew that was real, and the monkey. I was pretty confident with it. But I got the wrong one, right?
There are multiple monkeys. That's the thing.
Yeah,
and multiple poop-related ice cream flavor-related people as well.
I'd have thought that'd be anime at least, not like Marvel or DC.
Nope. Full on.
That does sound like anime.
It's also the main continuity. It's not even like an alternate reality or anything. It's the main continuity. So that would be a weird team. Rob, what I want you to do is I want you to think about who you would put together on your X-Men team. Give me 6 characters and tell me why that's your team.
Okay. Can they be Brotherhood or?
X-Men related characters. So as long as they're not like Avengers or anything, just any X-Men related character.
Okay. Jean Grey.
Yep.
Would absolutely be on my team. She's like overpowered. Mm-hmm. God, this is really difficult because there's so many good ones. Joe, who surprisingly won't be on my list, is Wolverine. He just won't be on my list. There's far
Tell me
more.
why.
It's just he's the best character. He's by far one of the weakest X-Men. Not weakest.
So yours.
There's plenty, way more powerful, ridiculously way more powerful characters than Wolverine.
And you're going for practicality more than
coolness. Yeah. I'm not going for. I'm not picking Wolverine and Gambit. Listen, I'd have those two immediately, and then Deadpool. Deadpool will be on my team. He's ridiculously overpowered. Oh my! It's difficult. This. I'm just thinking of all the extremely overpowered characters. Apocalypse.
Would
be on my team.
X-Men in the comics once.
Really?
He was. Yeah, he actually. Again, after this whole extinction thing, it's quite recently as well. He led the team. I haven't read it, but it's after this whole Doomsday thing where Doom's trying to be a good guy.
Yeah, I think he was injured, and then he asked them for help. So obviously they kind of looked after him, and as a reward, he revived Professor X. And I know that because I watched it today.
Well done, sir. Right, so we've got Jean Grey. We've got Jean Grey. We've got Deadpool. We've got Apocalypse. That's 3.
Cable. Please, geeks, don't come at me, but he can go back and forth from the future. So, I mean, like, that's pretty overpowered. I would say Professor X, but I've got Jean Grey on there.
I tell you what, I will give you Professor X as your 7th because he's kind of not a core team member. He's like your general, isn't he? So I'll give you that as a bonus.
Okay, 2 more, man.
Make you pick 2 more.
Yeah.
2 more. Man, this is kind of difficult, you know.
So who's your love interest for Jean Grey?
It is Rogue that can absorb all the powers, yeah.
Rogue is great. Great.
Try and influence him.
I'm going to go Magneto. I think Magneto is... I don't know. I don't read the comic books, but from everything I've watched, they've underutilized his power greatly. Like, the guy is just ridiculous. I think there's metal in everything. He could literally, and he can pick up the planet. Like, he's so overpowered.
I mean this in the nicest possible way. After this recording, you need to go and watch X-Men 97.
Oh, okay, right. So there we go.
Yeah.
And then lastly, just because this is taking forever, I'll pick Juggernaut. He's like unstoppable. So there you go.
That's a good team. That's a good team. What would you call your X-Men variant of team then?
The come at me bitch force.
Absolutely perfect. Nobody has ever thought of a better name.
I was going to go with Ruthless X-Men, but there we go.
No, 2 on the nose. That it would be come at me bitch. I would be like, yep.
You've heard of Avengers Assemble. Imagine Jean Grey shouting, "Come at me, bitch," as she assembles everybody.
Oh yeah, like imagine just going up that team, going up against that. You'd be like, oh, just give up. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I'm a natural coward, so I would give up anyway. So that's fine. So what sort of experience have you had with the alternate realities then? Because we've had House of M, we've had Age of Apocalypse, Days of Futures Past. Any favourites out of them?
Days of Futures Past. If being honest, like if that was the one that I know most about, it is that. Also, it's like a leading Wolverine story. You know, I love that. It's got Cable in it. I love Cable. I really like Bishop as well. Bishop is a really cool character.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the idea of like the Sentinels taking over and, you know, the humans winning and then realizing that they've screwed themselves and, you know, now they've got no mutants to help them. So I do like that. House of M, I don't really know much about, I'll be honest. Don't really know much about. I just know the costumes. Really good with the costumes. Same goes for Age of Apocalypse. I know all the costumes. I think they look pretty cool. I love Magneto because Magneto's got these crazy looking, like super long hair. I love that look.
I think I've got a spare copy of the core House of M somewhere, which I'll try and find for you. House of M. So basically, Scarlet Witch gets in a bit of a scuffle with the Avengers, and she puts on a spell where she basically says no more mutants, and inadvertently, after some shenanigans, it's an alternate reality where she and her dad, Magneto, the House of M, and the entire family, they sort of run everything, and there's like a utopia for all the characters. It's very, very good. So I'll try and dig that out. No, it is. I don't think I'm explaining it very well.
I've got a question for Rob.
Go on.
Who's got the best bum out of the X-Men women?
Be careful.
I can just see Lana. That's all I can see.
That was the right answer.
I just imagine Lana in all those outfits, and it's a pretty good thought, to be fair. So,
Rob's good at buying a Silex outfit. I'm sure he is. He'd be like, right.
Well, her favorite character's Rogue, so it'd have to be a Rogue outfit.
Love that.
Yeah.
Not to make it about me, but did I ever tell you about when I went up on two separate occasions to two British wrestlers that reminded me of Psylocke and Emma Frost, and asked them both if they took any inspiration from both those characters, and both those people looked at me like I'd just taken a shit on the floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess Lily Winter is Emma Frost.
Yeah, I know one of them.
That's one of them. Yeah.
Psylocke. Let me think of. Leah Raven?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
They
both looked at me as if I was stranger danger.
That's funny.
Conversation.
Emma Frost is another ridiculously overpowered character. I should have picked Emma Frost.
Oh, she's great.
Molly Spartan's hair is Rogue.
Yes.
That makes sense.
About Rogue. So
yeah, that makes sense. Non-X-Men related mutants. Can you name any mutants that exist in Marvel which aren't X-Men? Two of them have been in films quite recently.
Abomination? No.
That's a good one. That's a really tricky one.
One of them was in a film that I don't think you cared for particularly. That's quite recent.
So I'm going to guess that's Thunderbolts.
No, it isn't actually. Although I know you didn't like that either.
It was like run of the mill, fine. 5 out of 10, slap bang in the middle. It was fine. If that was the first Marvel film I've watched, pretty damn good. It only gets better from there. But it isn't. I've seen so many Marvel films, and when you compare that to all the others, it just doesn't compare very well.
I loved it, but I know how you feel.
Go on, tell me, because I'll be here all day.
No, it's fine. So, Fantastic Four, Franklin Richards is a mutant.
Oh, I did not know that. No way.
Yeah, he's a mutant. Cool. Other notable mutants are Squirrel Girl, if you've heard of that character, who's taking out Thanos. Yeah. Right, yeah. And also Namor the Submariner, who was in who was in Black Panther 2 Electric Boogaloo.
I did not know he was a mutant. That's funny.
Yeah. He's got little wings on his feet.
Yeah, it's a very odd.
The Invisible Man and stuff from Fantastic Four, not mutants.
The Invisible Man from Fantastic
Invisible
Four.
Girl.
Invisible Girl, that's the one.
No, because they encountered radiation in space, so no.
That's how they all became.
So they're like Spider-Man, that they mutated because
of something.
Yeah, exactly. There's a word for it, but I can't remember. Don't at me, nerds.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
I'll leave you guys to nerd out, and I'll keep my mouth shut.
No, it's lovely to hear from you, Lauren. And again, just to peek behind the curtain, I was watching one of my favorite wrestling shows yesterday, and Tyler Mane, that was Sabretooth.
Yes, yeah.
And obviously Michael Myers as well. Are you aware that he was in WCW? A couple of different characters, but one guy
Yes.
was a guy called Nitron.
Yeah, I didn't know what his name was. Did know he was.
Mm.
I knew he was in WCW though. Yeah, I've watched like a Watch Moto or whatever it is of saying, do you
Oh
know?
yeah.
You know, I knew he was a professional wrestler, and I knew he was in WCW.
Honestly, he wasn't great in the nicest possible way, but he looked brilliant. And I shared a picture with Gav earlier. He basically in 1990 or 1989 when he started this Nitron gimmick, he was Diesel, and then 3 years later. It was literally just Kevin Nash doing the same gimmick, but that's something to look out for if you ever get a chance of seeing that.
Yeah.
And I quite liked his take on Sabretooth. I think I didn't. I preferred Liv Schreiber's version.
God, I could talk
Great.
days about Liv Schreiber. He was unbelievable. As I loved that. I was so really. I was really expecting him to be in Deadpool 3. I won't lie.
I was.
You know, but I would want him to be taken seriously. Obviously, that's asking. Well, that's a ridiculous ask in Deadpool, but you know, I don't want him to be killed off like Tyler Mane was. You know, I wanted a good few films out of Hugh Jackman and Liev Schreiber. Like their chemistry was so good, and he was the best thing in that film.
He was, and obviously Deadpool was in it, but he was awful in it. Well, no, Ryan
So
Reynolds was
bad.
good in it, but when he became Deadpool at the end, it was absolutely awful.
Oh, awful! Yeah, so bad.
With the
Different
scars,
versions of different
knives,
characters.
and
Yeah. And your fella out of Lord of the Rings was in it as well for 5 minutes. What did you think about the spin-off Wolverine films, Rob?
Oh well, Logan is one of my favorite films. Period. You could show that I always gauge on how good a film. Oh, this is a bad gauge, but I always try and gauge my dad's reaction to comic book films because he really has no time for them. He really is just, oh God, it's mutants, it's this and that. But he loved Logan and he absolutely adored. I'll never forget his. This is not X-Men related, unfortunately, but his reaction to the Dark Knight. But we watched that. He went to we went to the cinema, and it was just a random day. I didn't even know. I wasn't even a big Batman fan at this point. I really wasn't. And my dad just, oh, I'll treat you to watch this rubbish Batman film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like typical. It's what my dad does. He'll go to films with me and he'll fall asleep. But I remember the bit where, spoiler alert, if people haven't seen this almost 20-year-old film, there's a bit where Joker gets captured, right, by Jim Gordon.
PD.
Yeah, and my dad looks at me and goes, this film is amazing. He was like, no, this film's great. And then he escapes and he goes, no way. And his reaction when he walked out the cinema, he was like, I can't believe how good that film was. He was like, what? That was amazing. And I think he would have that like really, really strong reaction for Logan. Has he seen? I'm trying to think if he's seen Logan or not. I think he did, and I think he had that same reaction.
It feels like a gritty kind of film that he'd enjoy if
it was almost sort of Clint Eastwoody. He had that Clint Eastwood vibe.
It's a western. It's a western. It's bloody. Like 10 out of 10 is perfect. It was the perfect. I'm not complaining he's come back. I love that he's come back. It's the only time recently I've gone, thank you for the multiverse. But that film, man, it was just so emotional. And Hugh Jackman's acting is unbelievable. Clearly cares about the character. I forgot what your question was.
It doesn't matter. The continuity of those films is so weird, though, because
really bad,
so bad. You never know what's going on with what. And like I say, I've been an X-Men fan for a while. When you're watching the films, there's multiple versions of Emma Frost. There's multiple versions of Kitty Pryde. Yeah, it's like, come on, guys, just pick a lane. But I suppose it's good in a way. Well, you can just pick and choose what your canon is, though, isn't it? You can just say, well, oh, yeah, I like that, so I'll take a little bit from that, take a little bit from that. I really enjoyed the Wolverine in Japan.
great. Oh, so
That was
good.
right.
Really, I really enjoyed that. Again, I'm always going to be a bit biased with Wolverine because I enjoyed the Wolverine. What's it called?
X-Men Origins.
What? X-Men Origins. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed it. You know what? It's a bad film, terrible film. But again, Hugh Jackman, whenever he's Wolverine, he's great. You can't knock it. So I'm always satisfied when I'm seeing Wolverine on screen. I'm not like, oh, this is always phoning it in, or I don't believe this is. I'm like, no, this is more Wolverine, and I'm here for it. It's this, and Sabretooth was amazing in it. He was fantastic. So I
Who else
really
was amazing in that film? Danny Houston, the guy that played Stryker.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
so good. And also, there's like, again, it's with wrestling as well. I've seen so many films that unless it really sticks out to me, I won't remember much of it. So I try and think of like the cool scenes. The scene where Wolverine comes out the chamber and he's popping off all the wires and the water's flying everywhere. It's so good. It doesn't get. I don't know if they could redo that scene better. I know they tried it with the Apocalypse film. Bear with it. I'm just going to try and find the charger whilst I'm sat here. With the Apocalypse film, but I really enjoyed those films for what they were, man. X-Men Origins was good. The Wolverine was really good. Logan was unbelievable. Those are the three spin-offs, weren't they?
So yeah, those are the three Wolverine-centric films. He shows up in every other X-Men film except First Class, although he's a cameo in that. He also isn't. Yeah, he also isn't in the last one as well.
It suffers. It does suffer.
It does.
He's
suffer.
not.
It does.
He's not in the last. I'll be honest. I've not watched the last one fully. It was so poor. I just couldn't.
I
don't think I've seen the last one either. Actually,
it's the Phoenix Force again. It's the Phoenix Force, and Jessica Chastain's playing one of the Shi'ar or something.
No.
Yeah.
It's just it was a storyline that was already done, not very well, and they just tried to rehash the Phoenix storyline. I'm like, can we not think of something different? I thought Apocalypse really
had its moments for me.
He let me down. I think the actual character of Apocalypse just wasn't.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Other than that,
it should have been two films. Like you can't all three films. You can't just do Apocalypse in one film. He's such a crazy character. The world ends. You've got to do You've got to do an Infinity War and an Endgame kind of thing. You got to set up the world ending, and then you've got to set up the X-Men coming together with Magneto and all the bad guys, and then you've got to take out this.
That's exactly what it annoyed me because they used instead of going the traditional Four Horsemen version, they had Magneto being one of the villains.
Yeah.
I was like, don't need to see Magneto as a villain again.
Nah,
I don't need it.
Nah, because Michael Fassbender's acting and his performance was so enjoyable, and Magneto, he's not your typical bad guy. You do relate to him. You relate to his feelings, and they did a really good job of showing the reason why he doesn't like humans.
Yep.
And then you also show Charles's reason for having hope for humans, and those two. They did that story really well within First Class and then Days of Future Past, which, by the way, is the best X-Men film ever made.
I was going to say about Days of Futures Past. The one thing that frustrated me about that is the Quicksilver stuff. As much as I like Quicksilver, do you know the story about the rights with this and how that all messed everything up for Marvel?
I don't. No, I don't.
So basically, the rights is messy, or the rights were messy before Marvel bought everything. And as many of you will know, in many continuities, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are the kids of Magneto. So they are X-Men properties, but they are also Avengers, because they were in one of the key Avengers groups with Black Panther, Cap America, Vision. So the rights are very, very messy. So originally, my boy Juggernaut was going to do the jailbreak scene. But when they being Fox, heard that Marvel was intending to use Quicksilver in the Marvel films, Age of Apocalypse, they say, right, we're going to change this. So it's now going to be Quicksilver, which is why you don't get an Eastern European Quicksilver in the X-Men films, and you don't hear them refer to him as Quicksilver in the Marvel films. It's so they could both use the character and not step on anyone's toes. But for me, it makes much more sense if it was Juggernaut breaking Xavier out of the prison. As cool as that whole sequence was, it just annoyed me a little bit.
Yeah, no, can't argue with that. I always hated the rights thing. It's so stupid. It's just not fan service at all. I hated
really
when they had Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, they really, really, really had that at gunpoint with us. You know, they cancelled it, didn't they? With what was his last film? Not the most recent film. He did one more film, and then they announced.
They had to beg him to come back,
which is good. But they did this whole spiel saying, "Oh no, don't worry, we've told the Spider-Man story we wanted to tell," and I was like, You have not even scratched the surface with Spider-Man. Don't lie. Do not lie. It's just poor.
Didn't Sony own Spider-Man outright, and then they had to borrow him and pay royalties to Sony to use him?
Yes, they lend him out, don't they?
Outright is a strong word because I mean the I went down a rabbit hole about 10 years ago about all the rights because it really does interest me. And it's so complicated. Like when the Fox people purely owned the film rights to X-Men, that meant they also got a percentage of X-Men related toys. So for years you couldn't buy X-Men toys, and they tried to replace them with like Inhumans and the Fantastic Four, just so Fox couldn't get the money off it. And there's been stuff like that going on for years. It's so messy, and I get it to an extent, but it's not helping the fans at all, is it? Really off topic. Do you know what the first ever Marvel film was that was released?
Let me think. Was it? I'm going to go on a whim. Was it Punisher?
It wasn't, but it was close. You're very, very close. The original Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Captain America?
So that was a TV movie. So it doesn't count.
Okay. Howard the Duck, right?
Howard the Duck. There you go. Yes. That is the first official Hollywood film, Howard the Duck. There you go.
And he appeared in, was it Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
He was in the Guardians of the Galaxy too, yeah. Played by Dr. Evil's kid. What's he called? Seth Green.
Seth Green, yeah.
Seth Green,
yes. Yeah. I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. Right. Do we have any more questions about Marvel? Because I'm looking through my notes, which I've completely negated today, and I've just done it off conversation. Yeah. Okay. So, if you were to pick a favorite core X-Men film, what would it be? So we're not talking about your Logans or anything now. We're talking about the first three timeline X-Men, and then we're talking about Days of Futures Past, which I'm assuming you're going to pick, and then the others that are around that. It is Days of Futures Past.
It doesn't come close. It just that film was the perfect comic book film for me. You could also put that film on without watching any other X-Men film. It's just you just put it on. It tells an amazing story. It's deep rooted, and I think the ending's really satisfying as well. Everything just resets, and it's good. And don't get me wrong, if you watched all the other X-Men films, it's clear fan service. But if you've not, it's a great film. It's just so fun. Again, Wolverine is not the main character, but he's pretty up there.
Yeah, he's like a point of view, isn't he?
Yeah. He is the point of view, isn't he? It's hard to. Do you know why? That's a really good point. there's no main character. Everyone is as important as the other one, which is what X-Men is supposed to be. Whereas I love the 3 original films, love them, but Wolverine's the main character. It's Wolverine and the X-Men. That's what it is. Whereas Days of Future Past is an X-Men film, and it's fan-bloody-tastic.
So we're going to be seeing very, very shortly Doomsday and then Secret Wars. Which characters do you think will show up, and will they be played by the same people?
Yes, Wolverine, 100%. We're going to get... obviously, the cast has already been kind of...
Some of them, not all. So that's why I put that little caveat there.
Who do I want to see in that film? Who would I want to see? Let me think. Definitely Wolverine's got to show up. He just has to. You can't have Ian McKellen as Magneto and Patrick Stewart as Professor X and then not have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. It's those 3. Those are the 3 pillars.
You think Storm will come back as a reduced Storm? No,
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Possibility. I'm not saying it's not unlikely. I just don't think it will.
Who would you recast as Storm?
Oh God.
WWE.
Jade Cargill. Yeah.
Is
no
coming.
Else, really.
That's the right answer. I think so.
There's no one else.
Yeah,
I would. I just need to see what her acting skills are like. If you're not a good actor, then you can't be. But that's it. But other than that, yes, 100%. Oh, Rogue. I want to see Rogue recast as actual Rogue. Like I want it to be tall. I want to have like a physique,
Bell thing.
Yeah. Let's make her real. Let's make her like legit. I love. That's why I loved X-Men because all the characters were for everyone. And then when the films came out, they made Rogue this small, petite, useless girl.
He turned into Jubilee, I think. It was more.
Yeah. But you know what? Even Jubilee is really powerful, and she takes care of herself. Rogue in the first film is so useless. Like she really is useless. Man.
Jubilee's no golden balls.
That's that's it. Golden balls is. I want golden balls to make an appearance in.
Or soft scoop
in Doomsday.
Soft scoop.
Ain't nobody needs soft scoop.
I don't know. Soft scoop. Yeah. Needs to be in the new Deadpool for sure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if you should have Negasonic Teenage Warhead, who was only in one comic, I think. Then we can have soft serve in there. That's easy for me to say. Right, okay. Let's wrap things up now. Where can we find you on socials, Rob?
Rob Drake Pro on Instagram, X, TikTok. It's the same thing everywhere.
Same thing everywhere. Well, thank you so much for being our guest today. It has been really, really fun. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day / evening, depending on whenever you're listening to this.
Thank you very much. That was
thank you guys.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
It was fun. Cheers, man.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. See you later.